Well, hello, model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Raul, and this week I'm doing some more work to my Monogram '96 Corvette Grand Sport. Now, you haven't seen this kit in a while, and I've had a few issues with it. Nothing major, just some setbacks and some stuff I had to redo. But the last time you saw it, I was working on the decals and trying to get that to work out, and it didn't work out. So I ended up stripping the decals off. And as you can see, it's actually now just paint. So I laid the stripes on with paint. This is a decal, but that's the original one from Monogram. But the Grand Sport ones on the side are from Ray's Kits decals. So, or Ray's decals. And same with this on the front. So I'm using a mismatch of everything here. Like the original Monogram decal here, and then these are Ray's. And then I blacked out the bottom side. Headlights are painted body color like they should be, foiled. I've got a little bit left to do, like the under hood lights. I still have to detail those, paint them white or foil them. But the hood's pretty much ready. Same thing with the hard top. It's painted, glasses in, and the underside is blacked out. But so that's in there, other than some fingerprints and stuff, and no chrome on this. Kind of interesting, but from all the pictures I can see. But got those done. Now the body, I've done a lot to this, of course. You know, the painting and everything, and it's cleared and it's all done. A couple of things with it. Got to get that windshield really raked back and make sure it's in between the mirrors and glued down. But as I found out during mock-up, you got to make sure this dash is all the way down, because it was hitting and pushing my windshield up during mock-up. And I was about ready to start shaving this down and making it at a different angle, because I noticed my 87 is that way. That's a different angle, but it has a completely different dash. So I figured that was what's doing it. Then I was looking closer and I popped the dash off, and I noticed you got to make sure it's all the way seated in these notches here. And mine was not. It wasn't completely square. And here in the console, it kind of gives it away there too. So, cleaned all the glue out, made sure it was sitting completely flat, mocked it back in, and it fit. I'm like, oh, okay. I wasn't pushing the windshield up anymore. And during mock-up, it was basically as soon as I put it in here. So there we go. It keeps it flat. But what gave it away was it was push the windshield up, and then the top would sit crooked there. So, but this just rests on it. It's not going to be glued on, but she's pretty much ready to start gluing her together. So I got to glue the interior tub in, glue this chassis in, and then you start putting all the suspension and engine in it. So it's built in an unusual manner. So I'm going to be doing that here pretty soon. But I've shown the interior. It's all detailed and done. This will be the last time you'll be able to see all the details before I completely put it in there. And then the car here. Now, some cars, there's only like 250 of these convertibles, and not all of them have red interiors. But I noticed that some of the red cars have this in red interior cars, and some don't. And even the box art car, because that's a real car, it has a black one. But some have black, some have red, even if they have the red interior. So it's kind of unusual, but I like it better with the red back there. So I decided to duplicate that and copy this. But getting the front to look right, I like the way it looks now. But there's a lot of paint. Like there's some black surround on that, blue on there, some more black surround, getting it the light through there. Put a dab of the turn signal yellow on the inside of the chrome piece, and then on this lens and on the inside. And once I got all of that details in there, it started to really look right to me. And the stripes came out really nice. I'm really happy with the way the stripes came in, and blacked the whole inside out. So this is pretty much ready to be glued on as well. But you got to put this body together in a certain order. So that's what I'm going to start doing today. Get that going, but really excited about it. And then I hand brushed and blacked a lot of this out, and then got a couple fingerprints on the glass and everything. But she's looking really good, especially the back with the taillights and everything. Look at that. There's bare metal foil behind each one of those lenses, and they're glued in at the third brake light. And then even the backup lights, But on the inside, I put bare metal foil in there and then black it all out, because some of that you can actually see through this stuff right here and this notch right here. So since you can see the bare metal foil, I made sure I blacked it all back out and you can't see any of it. So a little distraction on my part, me being a little bit picky, but it's just the way I roll with it. But this, you really can't see it all once the front end is completely glued on, because that's on the underside of the hood and everything. This hood fits really nicely, so check that out. So there we go. So really happy with the way this one's progressing, and I've got a lot to do to it, but it's not done yet. But I'll start gluing it together and show you some of the updates on that. Well, I got the two main pieces glued together, so it's just looking at the directions here and use these clamps to help hold the front together a little bit. So now it's all in there. Pretty easy to do, but now comes the fun part. This needs to get glued in there, but I got a couple of spots I think I got to touch up where I scratched the paint. So let's see here. So a spot right here. Refer to directions. Not really sure where that goes at the moment. I think I need to give it a little bit of a break here and figure out exactly how this radiator should fit and the hood, make sure everything closes, because I'm just fidgeting with it a little bit, but I got some wet paint, some wet glue, and some things, so I got to let it dry. So I think at the moment I'm going to stop right here and continue on in a little while. All right, took some time, and you really got to pay attention and just carefully fit all the little pieces in the engine compartment, which I did. It seems like this radiator, it's really finicky on where it can go as far as getting the hood to close. So I had that in and out a few times trying to figure out exactly where it's supposed to be, because the directions give you an idea, but they do and they don't. But after getting these pieces glued in, these pieces glued in, they're not really sure exactly where they go, looking at lots of reference pictures, and then making sure the hood fits and closes. So it does. So I'm real happy with that. But it was pretty tedious as far as, testing and fitting everything. So this fits. Of course, the roof fits. I don't have the problem with the windshield popping up. And then got all the suspension in. That's all glued in place and everything where it needs to go. So I still need to paint the exhaust, get the X-brace in, which is painted and ready to go. And then I got to paint the wheels and tires and finish that up. Other than that, it's pretty much done. Just got to foil some of the marker lights, and there's some little details here and there. Paint the door handles black. So there's a few things I've got to get done. This thing is just about done, so the next time you see it, it will be done. But I've got to clean off my desk and prepare myself to do another video for you guys for something else. So I've got to stop on this at the moment. But I hope you enjoyed this video. So thank you for tuning in, subscribing, and all your comments. I really do appreciate it. And you guys, you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next Saturday.